Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the third day of October 2022, I'd like to welcome you over to APMEX so we can check out those live spot prices. However, before that, I'm going to welcome you over to a good morning to you with Tiny Numismatics number 247. Now, off to APMEX. Gold is down $2. Well, let me go ahead and hit reload here. Gold is down 220 to 1670, 220. Silver up 32 cents to 1964. Platinum down 10 cents to 882 even Steven, and palladium up 13.30 to 22.31.50. There you go. Now over here to the Royal Mint, and this is His Majesty the King's first official coinage portrait. There is. I got in here early this morning before 4 o'clock. And yeah, I was over 42,000 away, and the number of users in queue ahead of me still at 25,952. Look at it. It's like a bad, back in the day when we used modems, 256 and all that. It's just, yeah, it's not building enough, so got to go. So here we are at Numismatic News. This is an article by Patrick A. Heller, dated September 29, 2022. And this says potential pitfalls of government digital currencies. And I think that, everybody has a really good idea of what some of the pitfalls may be. And that is associated with privacy or even turning off the money if your thoughts have the wrong conclusion or something like that. But more importantly, I think here, it says this discussion paper outlines some of the potential risks of central bank digital currency. That's the CBDC. One major risk is that more privately held funds would be on deposit in a CBDC rather than existing banks and other financial institutions. Okay, so what are banks going to be doing once they are out of the loop when it comes to holding people's money? Well, I believe they're going to be determining people's social credit scores and credit worthiness when it comes to the carbon footprint. Now, it says this shift would reduce the amount of funds that the financial system would have available to extend loans and mortgages, potentially creating a liquidity freeze. And I'll show you what that is here in a second. Another identified risk is that it might increase the possibility of a bank run on the financial system where, in troubled times, people could easily transfer accounts held elsewhere to the CBDC. Now, could you imagine on a bank run, you'd actually normally have to go there in person to clean out your account, but now, point your mouse and click, and it's moved the money. So it would definitely be a whole lot faster a bank run, I would imagine, than in the past. So I think that's all I've got here, except for this one last paragraph. It says here, the technology used for digital currency could also be used to restrict how funds are spent. If a government or central bank were to decide that a certain business or nonprofit organization was prohibited from receiving funds, it could easily implement restrictions on such fund transfers. Now, if you're doing a digital siege on somebody so they can't buy or sell, eat food or water, maybe you're a monster. Who knows? Now, let's go to the next one. Now, this is the liquidity squeeze. And we could be, now this is a week ago, 4 days ago, it says here, we could be getting into a liquidity squeeze shortly. Wouldn't that be awful? Now, in addition to that, check this out. Now, I'm not saying this is a bank run, but something is going on at Credit Suisse. I'm not sure what, but it definitely says, this is an hour ago, 46 minutes ago, shares are dropping 10% on restructuring capital concerns. I mean, capital concerns are running out of money, right? Maybe that's good or not good. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. Interesting things going on with the bank there, Credit Suisse. I'm not sure what the fallout that's going to be, but it will be interesting to see what happens. Now, so look, 10% tank here. What else is tanking? Okay, well, let's go to Yahoo. And it says here, U.S. home prices now posting biggest monthly drops since 2009. If you have a historical memory, you remember that 2009 was a tough year for homes. It says here, the housing market is losing steam fast, with skyrocketing mortgage rates driving affordability to the lowest level since the 1980s. And that was not a good time because the Federal Reserve had such high rates. The Federal Reserve has sought to curb inflation, which has thrown cold water on the U.S. real estate boom. While the prices are falling month-over-month basis, they're still, see, who writes something like that? While prices are falling on a month-over-month basis, they're still significantly higher than a year earlier when the buying frenzy was going strong. Values were up 12% from a year earlier in August. Well, but it says here, but it's losing steam fast with skyrocketing mortgage rates. Okay, but yeah, I guess that's a silver lining, I guess. Now, this is really interesting. The sharpest correction in August, that's 1 month, was in San Jose, California, down 13% from its 2022 peak, followed by the city of San Francisco at almost 11% and the city of Seattle at 9.9%, the company said. Isn't that interesting, folks? So these are haircuts. These are in 1 month. If you're trying to sell your house at, like, let's say it's $500,000 and you drop how much in 1 month? 13 or just say 10%? That's $50K off your home just today. And let's face it, if it doesn't sell in that month, are you going to wait for another fat monthly drop for another 10%, for another $50K to go away? You want to sell today. You don't want to get that $50K to go away. I don't know why I'm rhyming too much. Now, this is over here in Numismatic News. U.S. economy officially in recession. I didn't say it. They did. This is by Richard Gidroich, September 29, 2022. He says here, the economy is now officially in a recession. Stocks have plummeted more than 20% from the recent highs. Okay, do you see a theme here, folks? 20% the recent highs here. Home prices coming down 10, 20%. Maybe, month over month, 2 months combined. Stock prices, obviously for banks. Well, what does that all mean? Well, let's compare it to silver, okay? So here we are at APMEX, and the price of silver is 1966, and this is for year to date. Looking at that, we could do 1 year, okay? That's down in 1 year, okay? So the gray is silver, the Dow Jones is in blue. So we're at 1 year. And look at, there we are. They converge right here. And that's at the end. And I'm going to zoom into 24 hours eventually here. So it says this is 1 year. And silver is down 13% in 1 year. Is that close to the 20% on the recent highs of the stock market? Or the month over month losses in the housing market? It doesn't look like it. So let's go to year to date. Oh, they get worse. 14.34%, down $3.29, right? $3.29. But look at this. Let's go to the 3 month. Well, it's only down 1.9% or 38 cents. And let's go to the 1 month. Wow, it looks like it's popped in the last month, almost 7%. So silver, it looks like is popping up when all these other commodities and I guess all these other things that you could buy to preserve your wealth or whatever are going down, and substantially it looks like, because here's the Dow here. And it is going down, and then there's silver going up. And let's look at the 1 week chart. Silver in 1 week is up 4%, up 77%. Then you go to 3 days, it's 1.39%, and the other one's lost. But we go back to the weekly, and it still shows the Dow and silver. And then 24 hours, you're looking at 1.79%. Isn't that interesting? So it looks like silver may be bucking the trend of all the other financial instruments in here. Liquidity crisis here, Credit Suisse, I don't know what's going on there. We're talking housing prices dropping, plummeting. It's just remarkable. The stock market not doing well. And then you got silver. What do you think? Can you get silver? Would you? And listen, I mean, silver seems, like it's going to be important, and the price is going up. And if the price is going up, we know the mentality of the buyers. Are you starting to buy again now that it's going back up in price? Because we know that when it was over here in 3 months ago, just about here, people were selling. They were not buying, actually. So it went down to, I can't even remember. I think it was here, August 22. Maybe it was here. I think it was down to 18. Yeah, it was 18. In fact, I think that was near the silver squeeze time, and it wasn't really a silver squeeze. But anyway, a lot of people stopped buying when it was on its way down from $21, $22 down to 18, and then it popped, and then it went down again, then it popped, and there we go. It's going to be interesting to see where silver really ultimately goes. Now off to the plus ones today. I got so much going on. It says time flies like an arrow, but fruit flies like a banana. I guess they do. Now it says here, always believe something wonderful is about to happen. There's nothing wrong with that, because absolutely something wonderful is about to happen. Absolutely, every single moment of the day. Just stick around and wait for it. Look at this. This is 95.9 KON, Coin News Radio. This is Natural Mystic by Bob Marley. And check it out. Look at this. I'm going to leave this link. It's the whole album of Natural Mystic. I hope you like it. There it is. Bam. And I'll leave a link in the description. It just flows. It's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite albums. I picked this up the day it came out back in 1995. Yeah, good time. So there it is, folks. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a Silver Stacker. Hope to see you at a Good Morning to You with Tiny Numismatics number 247. Son of a Silver Stacker. Out.